How many people move through their days completely unaware of the magnetic impression they leave on everyone they meet? This isn't about conventional good looks or fitting a specific mold. It's about a deeper resonance, a unique frequency you emit through your mannerisms, your perspective, and the simple act of being yourself that can captivate a person's attention, even when you feel utterly ordinary. The most compelling part is that you're often the last to see it. You might dismiss it, thinking that because you don't look like a magazine cover, you couldn't possibly have that effect. But genuine allure operates on a different level. It's a quiet self-assurance, a realness that is impossible to manufacture. It's the shift in the atmosphere when you walk into a space before a single word is spoken. Today, we're exploring the unmistakable signals that you are far more compelling than you give yourself credit for. These signs are often subtle, things you may have noticed but never connected to your own innate power. Stay with me, because the 8th point we'll discuss is something most people never consider, yet it's profoundly telling. I promise, by the end of this, you'll start to view your own presence in a completely new light. Signal 1. People become noticeably awkward near you. This is one of the most honest, yet most frequently misread indicators. When someone acts fidgety, struggles to hold your gaze, or seems a little off balance, it's easy to assume they're disinterested, but the reality is typically the polar opposite. They are more captivated than they know how to process. Watch their body language. When someone is drawn to a person who fascinates them, their physiology often betrays their calm exterior. They might play with their hair, adjust their glasses, or their speech pattern might change talking too fast or too carefully. Sometimes they might even go quiet, as if their thoughts have scattered. This isn't a sign of a weak character. It's because your energy disrupts their usual equilibrium. There are individuals who don't just attract glances, they command presence. Your essence, your composure, your very demeanor can make even a self-assured person feel momentarily unsteady. This discomfort is a powerful message. If you see a normally confident person become tense or overly conscious around you, trust that you are having a significant impact. And crucially, never soften your glow to make others feel more at ease. Lean into that strength. If someone gets flustered near you, it's often because they perceive you as someone worthy of a deeper connection. Signal 2. You consistently catch second glances. This might seem obvious, but its significance is often lost. When a person possesses a true magnetic quality, the environment subconsciously responds. You might just be going about your day, walking down the street, waiting in line, but from an outside view, something about you pulls focus. It's not the initial look that's most important, it's the second one, the look back after they've already passed you by. Do you know what that signifies? It means something about you created a lingering impression that a single glance couldn't satisfy. That double take is an involuntary confirmation that there is something distinctive about you. And this has little to do with wearing flashy clothes or being perfectly put together. Often, it's simply your posture, your gait, the calm and focused energy you carry. It's an unforced quality that can be palpably felt because true magnetism isn't announced, it's sensed. Many people miss this because they're distracted, on their phones, or just in a hurry. But if you've ever sensed that someone looked your way twice without a word, trust that it's a clear sign you possess an impactful, almost inexplicable quality. Sometimes they want to speak, but even that second look communicates more than they might intend. Signal 3. You downplay your appeal, yet compliments find you. This is one of the most paradoxical and clear-cut signs that your attractiveness is greater than you believe. Have you ever had a day where you felt completely unremarkable, only to have someone tell you that you seem radiant? Or you get feedback like, "There's just something about you that's so intriguing." That's not random. It's a loud and clear indicator that you project a compelling energy even when you're completely unaware of it. This is common in authentic individuals who aren't trying to be perfect, but who unconsciously stir something in others. You might think your hair is a mess, your clothes are simple, or you're just not at your best, and yet the positive remarks still come. Why? Because your appeal extends far beyond the reflection in your mirror. Your energy speaks long before you do. As people, we sense it. We may not articulate it well, but we feel it. There's something in your tone, your laugh, the ease with which you navigate the world that makes us think, this person has no idea of the impression they make. And believe me, that unawareness is incredibly magnetic. The fascinating part is that the gap between your self-perception and how others see you actually amplifies your effect, because you aren't performing. You aren't straining. You're just being you. And that authenticity, blended with your natural energy, creates a pull that's difficult to define but impossible to dismiss. So the next time someone mentions you have a special quality, instead of deflecting it, pause and consider it, because that quality is your essence. Signal 4, they invent reasons to be near you. This is a classic move that often goes unnoticed. When someone feels drawn to you but lacks the confidence for a direct approach, they'll start manufacturing excuses for interaction. These excuses are often about trivial, almost silly things, asking for your opinion on a minor issue, needing help with a simple task, or requesting a small favor. On the surface, it appears harmless, but the underlying motive is different. When we feel a pull towards someone, we seek out pretexts to start a dialogue, to be close without revealing our genuine interest. This happens especially when a person intimidates us in a good way, simply because we admire them so much. We might not approach with a bold compliment, but will show up with a question about anything just to share a moment with you, and it's not a one-off event. If you notice, it's a pattern that this individual consistently finds a reason to message you, call you, or be near you. For minor reasons, there's your sign. The request itself is not the point. The intention beneath it is. Very often, you might not even register it. It seems normal, perhaps even friendly. But if you look closer, you'll see those small things are just vehicles for a larger desire. Their wish to be close to you, to connect, to hold your attention. So, next time someone asks for help with something they could easily solve alone, notice if it's paired with a nervous laugh, a different vocal tone, or a sustained gaze. Because sometimes a simple, "Can I ask you something?" truly means, "I'm finding it hard to approach you, but I want to be in your space." Signal 5. You receive unwarranted criticism. Now, this aspect isn't pleasant, but we must talk about it frankly. When a person is genuinely compelling, not just in looks, but in their presence, in their energy, not everyone will respond favorably. And it's not because you're doing anything wrong. In fact, you're usually not trying to stand out at all. Yet, you might still observe that some individuals give you cold looks, make sideways comments, or judge you for things that make no sense. It's as if anything about you is too much, too confident, too vibrant, too kind, or too at ease. I want you to understand this. Unfounded critique isn't about you. It's about how they feel in your orbit. Your magnetic presence can cause others, particularly those who are insecure, to confront their own insecurities, and that often triggers a defensive reaction. Have you ever been called arrogant when you were just being quiet, or felt someone trying to one-up you in an area you didn't care about? That's it. This doesn't mean everyone will act this way. Many will be inspired by you and want to be around you. But when you encounter baseless criticism, uncomfortable stares, or remarks meant to dull your shine, don't internalize it. See it as evidence that you are shining brighter than you know. Because your energy, Your aura, your way of moving through life can make those who aren't comfortable with themselves feel unsettled. And while it's not fair, this is also one of the clearest signals that you are highly compelling, even if you haven't fully embraced it. Signal 6. Strangers offer you genuine smiles. Has this ever occurred? You're in a store, on a train, or just crossing the road, and a stranger offers you a sincere smile for no obvious reason. They don't speak. They don't know you. They aren't even trying to start a conversation, but they smile, sometimes softly, as if slightly embarrassed you saw them. Other times with more warmth, almost as if to say, I appreciate the energy you're putting out, and while it may seem small, it's meaningful. That smile is a reflection of what you are projecting, because when someone is truly magnetic, it radiates from them. There's something in their composure, their expression, their simple existence that naturally draws people in. And that draw causes many people, without a single word from you, to feel an impulse to smile. It's a silent acknowledgement, a non-verbal, I see you and I like your vibe. It's one of the most subtle yet sincere signs that your presence leaves a mark, because a spontaneous smile isn't planned. It's an involuntary physical response to the energy you unconsciously emit. So the next time a stranger smiles at you without cause, don't just dismiss it. Don't look away, because you likely aren't seeking that attention. You're naturally attracting it. Signal 7. You have a noticeable impact online, even with a low-key presence. This is something you might overlook. You share a casual picture, no dramatic posing, no extravagant outfits, no obvious plea for engagement, and yet the reactions pour in. The likes stack up, and the comments appear. Sound familiar? And you wonder, what's so special about this post? But it's not about the post. It's about you. When a person is genuinely compelling, they don't need to perform to make an impact. What captivates isn't just the visual, but the feeling transmitted. Your authenticity, your gaze, your natural state of being, all of it creates a vibration that translates even through a screen. And believe me, people sense it. In fact, some might even feel hesitant because they don't know how to engage with such grounded energy. The most intriguing part is that many of you don't see it. You think you need to do more, be more visible, create a more polished persona, but your real strength lies in your genuine way of being. It doesn't matter if you're in a simple sweater with no makeup, or just sharing snippets of your everyday life. The attention you get without any apparent effort is one of the most definitive signs that you are far more magnetic than you think. Signal 8. People become indecisive around you. This is a clear sign, but it's widely misinterpreted. Surely you've seen this. Someone treats you with intense focus, as if they're very intrigued. They seek you out, talk with you, offer praise, and then suddenly, without warning, they pull back. They become distant, but after some time, they return as if nothing happened. Confusing, isn't it? You ask yourself, are they being manipulative? What's their goal? Here's the reality. Often, they aren't playing games. They are grappling. Yes, grappling with their own feelings. Because when a person is truly captivated by someone, especially someone they perceive as exceptional, that attraction can be overwhelming. They may feel daunted, uncertain of how to proceed or what to say. So they retreat, not from a lack of interest, but from an excess of it. And here's the key insight. You might assume they're not that into you, when in fact they're trying to figure out how to connect without making themselves too vulnerable. Some people withdraw because they don't feel worthy. Others come back once they've mustered more courage. But in both scenarios, they're revealing the same truth. There's something about you that disrupts their normal patterns. So the next time someone pulls away for no clear reason, and then reappears. Pay attention. It's not always emotional immaturity. Sometimes it's pure captivation they simply don't know how to manage. Your quiet presence is a loud declaration. Signal 9. Your absence is felt profoundly. Let me explain. There are people who, when they enter a room, immediately draw all eyes. But there are others, and you may be among them, whose absence creates an even deeper impression than their presence. It's as if the light in the room dims slightly when they depart. That warm atmosphere, that natural ease you bring to interactions, suddenly vanishes, and people notice. Maybe no one comments on it aloud. Maybe you're completely unaware of it. But trust me, when a person is truly magnetic, it's not just about what they display, it's about what they inspire in others. And when that inspiration is gone, the difference is palpable. The dynamic of the group shifts, the energy drops, and without a conscious reason, people find themselves thinking of you. That's what makes you memorable. You don't just pass through. You leave an imprint on people's awareness, on their feelings. Often without any effort, often without any knowledge. So if you've ever had someone message you later to say, "It wasn't the same after you left," don't brush it off. It's another way of saying, "Your presence affected me." And that cannot be manufactured. It's a gift you naturally carry. Signal 10. You are unaware of your own influence. And this is the most significant signal of all, because it happens more than you'd think. The most compelling people are frequently the ones who don't recognize it. They move through life with self-doubt, making comparisons, questioning if they are enough, when in reality, they are the ones setting the standard. And let me tell you, it shows. It shows when you walk into a space without seeking attention, and yet you receive it. It shows when you speak honestly, without trying to be impressive, and yet you inspire more than those who do. Do you know why? Because you aren't striving. You are simply existing. And when a person lives from that place of authenticity, it holds an extraordinary force. But here is the crucial part. When you don't acknowledge this force, it remains partially hidden. It's like a lamp shining under a shade. When you begin to recognize it not from a place of ego, but from a quiet knowing of your own value, everything changes. Your posture, your aura, your focus, it all aligns. And I assure you, it's perceived. It's perceived from a distance. So if any part of you still questions the energy you project, remember this. Your power doesn't begin when someone else acknowledges it. It begins the moment you claim it for yourself. Now, I'm curious, how many of these signals have you recognized in your own life? Has someone ever looked at you in a way that made you wonder? Or have you received attention that puzzled you? Share your experiences in the comments below. I truly want to hear your stories. Sometimes the qualities you overlook in yourself are the very things others feel most intensely. And sharing these moments can help you embrace the power you hold within. If this video helped you see yourself in a new way, if it helped you understand that there's something about you that needs no justification, then please don't leave without hitting the like button and subscribing to Winds of Thought. Here, we explore more than surface level topics. We delve into energy, into presence, into that authentic magnetism that can't be purchased or pretended. It is felt. Never underestimate what you broadcast into the world. Your stride, your gaze, your very way of being leaves a trace. And often, while you are wondering if you are sufficient, others are already hoping for an opportunity just to be near you. So yes, you are already more than you know, and this is only the start. I'll see you in the next video.